first time that this event's been run, although it uses the course which was used last year for the women's own run. It's a fairly good course, a little bit testing towards the end, I suppose, but nothing serious. Conditions today quite warm. We're ready for a good start. Let's see the race get underway. Good. We understand that Paul Cuskin is supposed to be running. I know that in addition to that, a lot of local names are out. Martin Farrell will be featuring in the local people, as will Jim Dingwall. Other figures to watch down the field are the veteran Alan Fowley and John Matthews. We'll also see a rare outing from Pete Jarvis, who recently completed the London Marathon in 2:45. Well, the runners are underway already. We can see Sheffield well at the field at the beginning. Martin Farrell also featuring well. This is a fairly fast stretch. We're just round to the 90% of getting rough lane. It'll be interesting to see just how the runners go along this particular stretch. The first mile is pretty straight. That's up to the 90%. What we will find is a slightly upgrade section to get around the corner. This will test the runners a little. However, as I say, the course itself is by no means a tough course. There's a gradual climb for perhaps the first 2 miles. Then we get a downhill drop into Ferriby, which is particularly, and then a long pull along what we call Ferriby Low Road. James Gervin of Sheffield. Martin Farrell, as you can see, is hanging on in there. And we also see another neighbour who's coming to the fore quite a lot. That's Paul Marlin. He's took it well there. Paul's only really been running seriously since Christmas. It's an exciting project. This particular stretch of the road is uphill. It's not a steep uphill section, but it's tiring enough. And the runners are running into a wind. It's not going to help them a lot. I think they're going to put it together. If you look down the field, you see about 4 or 5 at the beginning. 1 or 2 people sheltering behind other people. And then behind them you'll see other pockets of runners. Different sort of tactic that's employed on the day when you've got this wind and you've got an uphill section. Martin Farrell's obviously making a lot of the early running. It doesn't appear that Jim Dingwall's turned out. I can see no sign of him anywhere along the route. Gervin's still sticking to his task. The second pack is being headed by John Matthews. John is a vet of a 40. He's turned 40. He's actually run some of his best time. We expect great things from John over this next year. In between the first and the second packs, we'll see Steve Rennie. Now, Gervin's really putting a surge in here. Martin Farrell, who figures quite prominently on this, he's having quite a job to hang on at the moment. It'll be interesting to see just what happens. We're coming up to the 4:50 at the mile. It's quite a searing start. We've seen Gervin and Garner go through, and we've just seen Martin Farrell go through. Here on the back we see Steve Rennie and Paul Marlin. John Matthews is coming up now. Runners are being asked to keep into the edge of the road because it's got a hard start. We'll see another figure here who features a lot early on. That's Shane Page going through. He's followed very closely by Paul Scott, and here's Alan Fowley leading the next group through. Local runner Trevor Shields featuring there. Now here's a couple of figures where you expect to see a duel for the race. Ray Cox and his coach Peter Jarvis. Runners are being asked to keep into the left hand side of the road. You've got most of the local clubs around: East Hull, Springhead, City of Hull. A lot of runners down from Bridlington Road runners. We'll also see quite a few runners from further afield. The odd one from Sheffield or wherever. It's quite an interesting course, and it could be quite a figure. There we see Denise going through. We see the man who's probably going to take the over 60s prize coming through now. This is Glenn Hood. Glenn's had a remarkable season so far this year. A former long distance runner, he's turned to the faster stuff only over the last 2 or 3 years.
Oh, the Fenner Flyers! Get it up!
Fenner's Flyers on the TV there. Bridlington Roadrunners coming through now. Well done, Bridlington. Cool Viking Striders. Sorry? Okay, we're about to move on up the field, so it's just before the back markers come up. Just back down the field there we see Pamela Johnson from Halton Price. 2-mile point. Doing quite well here in Halter Price there, coming up the field. Not running in club colours. And there's Peter Kirk. Peter's got a determined look on his face there. He's striding out very well. He knows this is becoming effective. He knows that soon he'll be there. And here we see Brian Ward in the following car as well. Brian would normally be not followed. Peter Kirk there, hacked in tight. And then we see Peter Jarvis now. Jarvis is running this race very steadily. Ray Cox seems to have broken away from him at this particular stage. Right here. There we see Ray Cox, well clear of Peter, looking very relaxed. And there's the flying Milton, or the second flying Milton, Mark Simmons of Halter Price. He's having a good run as well. Should be quite a duel here. Ray Cox was very smooth. And there's Alan Fowler. Oh, that's a stunning concentrate. And Trevor Shields just in front of him. Trevor's not obviously having quite a run, or Alan's having a much stronger run than him. And there's Shane Pitch. There we see Shane. If you look at the concentration on Shane's face, the two of them pitching with them, you will see Paul not taking gap. Sorry? The course now begins to drop. This is a really fast stretch. If you've saved anything, this is where you can use it. If you're a downhill runner, this is where you can make up. Oh, there we see a terrific tussle. John Matthews and Paul. They're both going really well. Paul Marlin is in his first season. He's running well, but Martin there is running well and well away from the other two. And here we see Steve Reddy having an excellent run. But there again, that would be Steve's section. It'd be interesting to see if Martin catches him and what would be more Martin's course in the downhill field. 3-mile point. There we see a jet going very. See, as you can see, this stretch is really down. This is a really fast section. And the front is very tough. The Copeland lad really pulling them with him as he comes along. These three have got a gap of about 400 yards from the next place below. Garner and Gervin really giving it something now. The Sheffield man looks like he's going to stretch them. He's making an attempt to get clear. The road gets even steeper as we drop here, so you get even more of a thing. Then you've got a sharp bend at the bottom. You've got the wind behind you then, and the wind will be very useful from along the bottom stretch. Gervin and William Parker. Oh, sorry, it's 85, I'm sorry. Omega. Greg Chapman. Omega's the new club, and we see how far they've got. On the gap on the next place is 171. That is. We don't know who 171 is. He seems to be a late entry, but he's certainly having a good run. He's certainly not late in the field. They've got a considerable gap on us as first of all. They must have gone through the first 3 miles in well under 5-minute mile pace. They've set a searing pace, and they're not going to let anybody catch them now. Here comes Martin Farrell. Martin, as we've predicted, has passed Steve on this particular section. It'll be interesting to see how Steve hangs on, because Steve's a tenacious competitor. Who's 123?
Jeffrey Hall.
Jeffrey Hall was the man in between them. Yeah. And here we see John Matthews and Paul Marlin. They're having a tremendous run as well. Another tussle here, Ian Brewer.
86.
With another one of the Omega men.
Carlin.
Steve Carlin from Omega, the new club. Still big gaps at this particular point. It shows how the field were bunched when it came to the hill and to the wind. Once they've started on the downhill section, they've stretched out, but all it seems to have done is stretch out the gaps more than anything else. The bunches at the moment remain together. It'll be interesting to see how they come. We've got you'll be alright for a minute or so. Yeah, about a minute I would reckon. Here comes Shane Page. Now Shane's having a terrific tussle here. Gary Cross hasn't been turning out a lot recently. It's interesting to see how Gary will run. See how he'll hang on in the latter stages of the race. See how he's fitness. Another local man, Paul Scott there. And here's the first of the two Hornsey Harriers. They're having a good run today, they're well up the field. Now here we see a man who really will be concentrating on his run. This is Alan Fowling. He's certainly having a good one here because he's dropped much of the competition. Here's another man who's certainly not having anything, and I reckon he'll have Alan Fowling in his sights. It'll be interesting to see whether he catches him. Ray Cox, former junior international, well on the way back to fitness. Okay, coming up the field now we can also see Peter Jarvis, and we've just passed the Flying Milkman, or the second of the Flying Milkman. Comments on the run so far, Alan?
Well, it's a very pleasant afternoon, Rob. It's a little warm, but...
Yeah. Do you feel any pressure from Ray Cox? He's looking at you.
I believe he's close behind, but...
I'd say you've got about 50 yards on him to 100
should be
yards.
enough for a man of my calibre.
Yes, rightio. Thank you, Alan. Hornsey Harrier there. The Hornsey lads are stretching out here. Hornsey have done very well in recent years, having only started from scratch. Well, three of them in a row there. Paul Scott. Marlow. Gary Cross. Gary's really stretching along here. But there's Shane, concentrating, concentrating. Sorry? Just over long. Right up. Paul Marlin. Paul's having a not such a good one today. I think he's probably missed a bit today. And Ian Grewer. Ian's had a good season, so I think he seems to be coming through the field now. But the interesting fact is there's another Omega lad there. Steve Carlin from Omega. Omega, of course, are a new club. They're doing very well, but here we see a superb run by John Matthews. He's gone out steady. Let go as he comes. In fact, we're coming up now to see Stephen Rennie. Look at the concentration there. This is the sort of effort and the concentration you need to achieve a good time. Martin Farrell there, again having a good run. In normal circumstances you'd expect Martin to be out the front. The man just behind him is Geoffrey Horton. So Horton splitting the brace of City of Hull men. They're the leading City of Hull men. We're now coming up to the mystery run, as we call him. We don't know his name. Mr. X. You know, what's your name? Eh? Name? Tony Graham. It's a bit hard to get him to speak. We disturbed his concentration really, but he's running well there, Tony Graham. One of Hull City of Hull's prime athletes there. Chapman there of Omega. Yeah, Omega pitching well. There's the Sheffield man. Right. Garner's out front. Look at the concentration there. This is a particularly tough section. Again, you've had the long flat, well, slightly undulating section along Ferriby High Road, and then you've got the problem here of actually rising to Ferriby Road. Up here you've got about 1.5 miles to go. But this is a particularly tough section. It's a short, sharp climb. The men who are going to benefit here are going to be the hill climbers. If you can put a search in here, you can see the concentration on the face when you go up here. Young Marshall there? Okay. We're now roughly into the last mile. We must be very close to the last mile. This is Ferriby Road. There's a bit of traffic along here. The road undulates. There's several sharp drops and several sharp rises. It's going to test anybody. But we're seeing a good run here from the Copeland. He's looking strong. Man in Sheffield, second place, the Sheffield man's really having to hang on. And the Omega man, well, there are really only the two of them left in it. But I think the Copeland man looks like he's going to make a clear best here. He's on the middle of the road, he's running well, he's got his head straight, he's concentrating, running strongly. The man behind, well, his arms are a bit all over the place now. Nevertheless, it's been an excellent run by the front three. We expect to see the winner coming in quite soon. This is Peter Flatman's race. It's got quite a tidy little crowd out, and it should be quite interesting. In Ipswich, we're expecting to see Vincent Copeland coming up to take first place. Vincent Garner, I mean, of Copeland, of course. I'm going to say Vincent Copeland of Garner. Here we see Vincent coming up. He's had a strong run here, he's well clear. He stretched his lead on that final thing. He looked like a winner from about 2 miles at least out down the road. Well run. And here we see James Gervin, Sheffield, coming in to take second place. Well run, James. He's had a good run. Third place man, the Omega man. Ray Chapman.
Taking it in a minute, Rob.
Okay. Coming in strongly there.
Switch off.
Stand the other side.
I'll bring all that for you. Mystery man coming up.
The mystery man's coming up now in fourth place. Excellent run there. Well clear. And then we see number 123 coming in. This is Geoffrey Hawke, sensibly unattached, but running with an Australian shirt. Well run. Martin Farrell will be the next man in, City of Hull. Martin looks like he's suffered a bit on the way around today. But he's well clear of his City of Hull teammate, Steve Reddy. Steve's finishing strongly all the same. Aaron Martin. And here comes Steve, typically determined finish. We'll see still some gaps, and this reflects the way that the field's bunched early on before they split out. And that was again largely because of the wind. Now here we'll see an excellent run from John Matthews. What's that?
32-33.
32-33, and what was a tough course to go out on? An excellent run by John Matthews.
32-38.
32-38 finishing. What a superb run.
First step, without a doubt.
And here we see the Omega man, 86, and here's Steve Carling. Well run. That run by John Matthews must have taken him the Vet Split prize. And here we see Ian Brewer coming up. Ian's finishing strongly. Looking relaxed now, but of course there's no competition around him. Well run.
33-01.
33-01. Yeah, okay. Again, we'll see some gaps till we get relatively well down the field, and then they'll start coming together in bunches. These early runners went out in bunches, shielding each other from the wind, and then of course once we got to the downhill sections they stretched out and gradually the bunches broke up. Further down the field people stayed together in the groups a little bit longer.
Paul Marling.
We've seen Paul Marling come in now. It's a bit of a disappointing run for Paul, but he's had an excellent season so far and he can't expect to run well every week. Well run, Paul. What time's this going to be?
33-48.
33-48. Well run, Paul. He looks like he's suffered today. Well run, Paul. And there's number 80. Number 80 is Micah Wilson of Hallamshire. Well run. Trevor Shields, East Hull. Now he won the second East Hull man home. Typical determination, won't be happy with that today. Number 49 is coming up now. This is David Wright of Humberside Police. He's the first policeman home. An excellent run. A Grimsby Harrier.
34-25.
That's Paul Freeman of Grimsby. And here we see Shane Page. Shane Page coming up in typically determined fashion. Number 11. Shane Page.
34-38.
34-38, a good run.
Thank you.
And here we see Paul Scott coming in. 184. Paul's just behind him. Again, good run. Number 18. This is Jim Harlock, Hornsey Harrier, the first of the 3 Hornsey Harriers home. Followed quite close behind by Mike Atkinson from Hornsey. And his teammate, number 23, Chris Wilson. Well packed there, Hornsey. Well run. Number 118, he's coming through now unattached. John Glass, well run. Followed very closely by Alan Fowley.
First over 45.
The first over 45 vet. Again, a very strong run there. A very strong run. Well run, Alan Fowley. First over 45 vet. Gary Cross coming in now. Gary, first Hessle man home, perhaps. Number 14.
35-22.
And 152. Number 152, Paul Woodrup, unattached. Very good run there by Paul. Very good run. Excellent run. Here we see Ray Cox, former junior international Ray Cox, the present returning to form, well on his way back. A good run there, Paul. He's got in front of Mark Simmons, the second of the Flying Milkman. Well run, Mark. First Halton Price Manor.
25 runners in.
25 runners in so far, as we see Peter Jarvis, first over 50 vet coming home. City of Hull taking all the veterans' prizes. Number 181, well run, Peter. A good run there by Peter Jarvis, followed very closely by number 87. That's Tim Godolph in the Harrogate, former winner of the Ferriby 10. You know that, Pete? That bloke's run the Ferriby 10 before, the Harrogate run. Robert Pratt there, back in the 60s.
Tim Godolph.
Yeah. Well run, Bridlington, first Bridlington man home, followed by Peter Chapman. Another good run there by Peter Chapman. Plenty of foam coming out of the mouths on these runners today. Nothing to do with hydrophobia, we don't think. And here we have 69. 69, he looks like a Bridlington runner. In fact, it's James Abel of 7 Seas. Not Bridlington. 140 coming in now. This is an attached man, Richard Rams. Well, we'll see some gaps for a while now. The field will really have stretched themselves out, I think. Conditions have been, well, uncomfortable, I think would be the best word to describe them today, by the look of it. There's quite a strong wind, but they've been hot in parts. Now here you see Peter Kirk. Peter Kirk, another of City of Hull's veterans, coming in. He's had an excellent run. A rolling gait. You can always pick Peter Kirk out a mile away. Well run, Peter Kirk. Number 66 coming up now. That's John McDonough, Hercules Wimbledon. He's come a long way to run. Followed very closely by 35. And of course that's David Johnson of Halton Price. The second Halton Price man home. Well run, David. Number 51's coming in now. And that's Alan Lowe, Middlesbrough and Cleveland. Again, he's come a long way for the run. Followed very closely by 190. That's one of the Springhead men. Well run. 17th next. Len Deakin, Hornsey Harriers. And that's somebody running the wrong run, but that's not Len Deakin. 21. By Cobden, the Grimsby Harriers.
Thank you.
Well run. 158 here. That's Richard Strutt. 158, Richard Strutt. Coming over the line now. We've got two coming in together. Are they going to make a race of it, or are they going to leave it as is? 189 and got a Pocklington man coming in straight behind him. Okay, he's number 59, and that's Terry Wood. 24 behind him, that's Richard Window of Hornsey Harriers again, another Hornsey Harrier run. And 67, we've got Andrew Wilkinson coming on from Bedford. 124, that's Owen Henriksen. 122, Richard Hardy. 191 coming up to the finish now. I don't know what name that is. He's a late entry. Well run though. He's not late coming over the line. 159. That's Stephen Keogh. Finishing strongly. Closely behind him, 75. That's Christopher Rowe, I should say, PCSC. And followed by 36. That's David Lord of Halton Price. 61 coming in next. That's John McIntosh, Berry AC. 84, George Ford of Asken will get it in, followed by, very quickly by 82, David Bullock, another Asken, his Asken teammate. They seem to have followed each other around. You can see from the look on people's faces, it's not exactly been the easiest of courses today. 47, well that's Alistair Ricketts, followed very quickly by the first of the ladies. That's 102, and of course that's Denise Baker, Bridlington Road. 40 minutes and 2 seconds, well run Denise. Number 81's coming in now, and that's Melvin Brooker from Hallamshire. He's come all the way from Sheffield to compete today. 58, well that's Bill Hardcastle, another Pocklington runner. Is he the second of the Pocklington men home? I'm not sure. And number 20 is following him closely, Derek Ricketts, another Hornsey Harrier. A good run there, but Hornsey have packed well today. 78, Andrew Crowther, the first of the Fenners Flyers. Am I right, the first of the Fenners Flyers men home? I think so. 83, that's Stephen Wagstaff of Haskin, followed close by 42, and of course that's John Galbraith, who's had a good run for Springhead there. Well run job. Number 30, well that's David Purvis, East Hull.
How do you know all these names?
Not seen that many East Hull men out today. Number 25 coming on, now that's Graham Harkins, another one of the Bridlington runners. Bridlington has sent quite a strong contingent down today. 48, well, he's Jonathan Hurwell, Oldham and Royton. He's come a good run. There's quite a few runners who've come some distance to run today. 150, well, according to this, it's Graham Webster. Followed by Glenn Hood, and he's got to be the first of the over 60s in. Here's Glenn having another superb run. Number 7, Glenn Hood. Number 15, well, that's Roger Denison, City of Hull. Well run, Roger. 144, Kevin Sewell. And then we see 39 coming over the line. Peter Ashton, he's a Grimsby Harrier. You can get all the sound effects when you're in here today. It's been quite a dry, dusty race, I think. 175. Still, they'll get any chance to put that right later. Another City of Hull man. Yeah, he doesn't drink Carling Black Label, I think it's orange juice. 77's coming in now. Well, that's David Anderson. Tennis Flyers, 164. Peter Jackson. Beverly Jackson, what's that, man? It looked like Beverly Jackson to me. Phil Groves tells us he was making a noise like that at Darlington. Seems to make a noise like that most of the time, as far as I know. David Aird, City of Hull. Hi, Julie Crane. East Hull. Julie Crane was the second lady home. We've got another Bridlington man coming in now. This is Jeffrey Simpson. Well run, Jeffrey. Looked very smooth. 136. Raymond Morrell. 44. Philip Wharton, Springhead. Oh, he's going to get it pipped on the line. Yes, what a finish there. We've just got David Bristow, just got him on the line. 132. Oh, he didn't, I've been informed. 132. Craig McDermott, followed by 153. David Wright. Runners are coming in thick and fast now. Got 146, that's Trevor Staveley. Well run, Trevor. And we've got another lady coming, the third lady coming in, number 101. And that is Patricia Connolly. Well run, Patricia. First Hornsey lady up. 148. Well, that's Clarence Sanderson. And 145, Mark Smith. 162, the fourth lady home. Kathy Hawke. Well run, Kathy. If you see her head in front of the camera, then it's only Martin Farrell. Number 50, James Farmer, White City. First to the White City men home, I think. 1-2 there. Well, that's Philip Crosker.
Where do you do it?
And we've got a group finishing together. The Bridlington man, I think, if he's a Bridlington man. 74, no, he's a 7 seas runner. He's out front. And 156, who comes home second of all, that's Michael Becker. Hold on the Hull Springhead man, 43. 96, another lady. Rebecca Hunt, 5th lady actually. 188, another Springhead, so another Hornsey Harry. They've had a good throughout today. And here we see a sprint finish. Who's going to take it here? 178's coming home first. Followed by 33. Now 33 is Derek Robinson from Withensea at 177. Another lady. We've got plenty of ladies in evidence today. It's good to see. Vivian Freeman, first Grimsby Harrier home. Well run. Vivian. Keeping a straight line, don't worry about it. Well run. Followed very quickly by number 93, well we all know how we run today, alright. Well run, Joanne.
Agony.
And 172 is coming through quite smoothly now. There have been a variety of runners on here. We've seen some very fast times for the course today up the front. And then of course we've got people who, for everybody it's a personal race really. What you're doing is trying to get your best time for it. You're racing against other people, but of course you're trying to make a good run for yourself. 185 and 109, begin there. 109 is Sean Boyce, followed by 125, that's David Henry. Number 63, William Mercer, Wolves Vets. Another veteran runner, well run.
Just going on the crowd over there, Ronnie.
Sorry?
Just going over there.
So?
Right, I've done a shot of the crowd.
.72 coming in there. That's Steve Ellis from 7 Seas. Oh, that's right. That's Gary Longrun.
That's him.
Gary.
Oh, here? Yeah, and it. And the blood shouted right down to the end.
Number 99, Pamela Johnson from Halton Price. Well run, Pamela. First Halton Price lady home. Well run, Pamela. Number 79's coming home now. Peter Forrester, a Fenner's flyer. Well run, Peter. Excellent. See 154 coming up towards the line now. 154, that's somebody Paul. Paul Gibson. Well run, Paul. Excellent, Paul. 137, Stephen Nolan. 157, Nicholas Wilde. And he's 149, he's making a determined bid for the line. That's Nigel Warren. He's not going to be passed. I've got 2 Bridlington runners coming in here. Number 28, John Jackson. That's an unusually slow run for John. And 103, Maureen Jackson.
No.
151 coming across the line now. Martin Wilkinson. Another Bridlington man, I believe. Is this number 70? No, it's a 7 Seas man. I will keep getting confused. We've got similar colours. Chris Addison.
I don't see him anywhere up in the field, so we assume
Where do you want it? Right, stop it. Gull Viking Striders. The first of the Gull Viking Striders. Well done.
Okay, Ron.
It's been quite an interesting run today. As I say, we've seen a whole variety of runs. Some of those I would have expected to be amongst the winning few, and indeed they wear, and then others who come to stretch themselves, perhaps trying to do a PB. Not the easiest of courses to do a PB on, and it's certainly not been the easiest of days. A bit of wind on the way out, runners faced on the uphill section on the way out, and then coming back, of course, the opportunity was, if you hadn't gone too fast, to stretch the people out behind you when you came onto the faster section along towards the Crest Motel. Just past the crest, of course, it starts to rise, and that's where it gets particularly tough. You're quite tired by then. You're coming towards the end, you're on an uphill section, not a lot you can do. But we seem to have got most of the runners in now. We take a quick glance across, we can see many people discussing how they've gone on with the race today. And as we see number 45 coming across the line, that's William Parker of Springhead. I think it's time for us to complete our commentary for the day.